Hi my friends, it's Catherine from In the Pink Designs. My project today is this box that holds a Little Debbie Christmas brownie. Now these, they're saying $2.19, but I think in Walmart I get them for $2, and there's 5 of them in there. So you can get 5 little gifts for $2 plus your supplies. Oh, I need one more. Okay, that's what they look like. Alright, I used today Real Red Cardstock. I used 'Tis the Season Designer Series paper, that's the 6x6. I used Perfectly Plaid stamp set and the Pine Tree Punch. And this here is from Festive Post stamp set, the little Merry Christmas. Okay, and I also used the stitched shaped dies for the oval on behind. Okay? Alrighty, so we're going to start with a piece of Real Red that is 10 1/4 by 3 1/2. Let me get my Simply Score. And on the 10-inch side, we are going to score at 4 5/8, 8 5/8, and 9 1/4. Okay, and we're going to switch it to the 3 1/2 inch side, and we're going to score at 5/8 and 2 7/8. Okay, and now we're going to fold and varnish. Alright, so this is what we're going to do. Okay, we're going to notch these squares here, and then this middle flap we're going to leave alone and take off these and notch these tabs this way. Okay, so what we're going to do first is we're going to put it with there's a 1-inch line and a 5/8 inch line to the left. Okay, this side is just flush. There's no score lines over here, so we want the inch long on the left hand side. Okay, and we'll start in the middle, and we're just going to cut the rectangle straight, and we're going to wedge into the squares. Okay, now we're going to turn it so the long way, so the 1-inch piece is facing me. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut just to the first score line here. All right. Actually, and then to the second score line. So you can cut to the second score line, sorry. And then we're just going to nip off this rectangle above the little square. Okay. On this other side, you're going to cut the flap and this top piece straight, and then we're going to take the long rectangle off of the square. Okay, and then we're just going to wedge a little bit out of each side of the square. And usually I will bring in the corner rounder, but this time we're going to leave that straight. Okay. Now we turn it with the 1-inch piece that way, and we're just going to notch out this square, keep the rectangle straight, and we're going to wedge a little bit out of each side of the square. Okay. So that's what it has to look like when you're done, if you want to take a quick screenshot. All right, and now we could put our Designer Series paper on before we put it together. So we need 2 pieces of the 'Tis the Season I used that are 3 3/4 by 2 inches. 2 of those, and then 1 piece that is 2 inches by 7/8, and that will go up here. Okay, and these will go here and here. Alrighty. Okay, I'll get my Stampin' Seal. Alrighty, now this little piece I made an odd size. I kept it the same from side to side so it will match up with the rest of the DSP, but I only left a little sliver on the top and bottom, kind of because it's in the middle of the box, so I really didn't want that big a line there. But you could do it instead of 7/8. You could do a 3/4 by 2 if you wanted to. All right, I'm going to put these on. Okie dokie. Now we need some tear and tape. And I'm just going to put a little piece on each one of these tabs. Alright, and this is going to be our front. So we want it to attach the tabs with a straight line against the back that's attached to the flap. Okay, that just keeps it. You could just tuck them in if you want to, but I like to get them out of the way so that it doesn't hold, if it's sticking out, it doesn't hold the brownie from sliding all the way in. Okay, now we're going to put tear and tape on the inside of the sides of the front flap. And I'm going to put it as close as I can get to the outside line. And if you put it on the inside close to the score line, because it always varies, it's fine. You just put a little bit of liquid glue if you find your flap is lifting up. No big deal. Okay. Okay. And we're just going to make them straight here and straight up that way. And then we're going to flip it around, straight down here and straight all the way up the side. Okay, now we need our brownie. And it will go in there nice, and it kind of tilts a little, so this won't, the packaging won't even stick up. It's great. All right, now this is just going to fold over like this, okay? And our decorations will hold it closed. Okay, so now we need some of our other pieces. Now I cut this, it's the same pack of DSP, and I cut it with the stitched shape dies, the ovals, and it is the second largest one. And just a little tip, I took my I put most of my dies onto the magnetic sheets that I get from Amazon, but now with these nesting ones, I'm finding that with the circles ones, the layering circle ones, they're just coming off the magnet because I store them like this, and they're just jumbling at the bottom. So I'm kind of just keeping this tape as long as I possibly can because it seems to hold them nicely. Okay, so that is one part of the top decoration we're going to need. And then we need a piece of shaded spruce that is 5/8 wide by, it has to be longer than 2 inches. Well, what is this one? This one is 2.5, okay, because we're going to cut it down later. And then a piece of Real Red that is 1/2 inch by one that is longer than 2 inches. So they're both about 2.5 inches, okay? So that we're gonna have. Now we need a piece of shaded spruce. And what we're gonna do with the Perfectly Plaid stamp set, I'm only going to do the outline of the tree. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use Versamark and my embossing powder. And I'm just gonna stamp the tree onto the shaded spruce. And I'm going to sprinkle it with gold Stampin' Emboss powder. Oops. Good. Okay. And I'm going to heat this up and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got that. I just wanted to cool off a minute. And then I'm going to get my pine tree punch and I'm going to cut it out. Have that, and I am going to pop that up on dimensionals onto our oval. And then I'm going to pop it up onto the box with dimensionals also. But I'm not going to put one at the very top because this is going to tuck underneath. And I'm just going to put it, it's only going to tuck a little bit underneath this. Okay. Now I should have done the other embossing at the same time, but I forgot. Okay, for our greeting, it says Merry Christmas. I embossed the that greeting on the 5/8 inch, nope, 1/2 inch Real Red. I totally forgot to do this. I should have done it all at once. Okay, where's it? Okay, and it says Merry Christmas, and this is from the Festive Post. Okay, that might be a little far away, but we can always fix that. Okay, there we go. And now I'm going to use the Banner's Pick-a-Punch. And this might be just a little bit, yeah. I think I'm just gonna chop off just about 1/8 of an inch so that it's just how it is. Okay, so then let's see. Perfect. Okay, and I put it into the flag side, and then I'm going to do the same with my 5/8 inch of shaded spruce. And I'm just going to stick it in, and like I did with the other one, just kind of center it, and there we go. Okay, and then I'm just going to layer these. Okay. I'm going to cut them both. No, I don't want to cut them both because I want this to stay. All right. So I'm just going to glue it on first. And I'm just going to pull the red one back a little bit. Give that a second to set in. And then I'm going to cut them down to 1 3/4 this way. Perfect. Okay. And I'm going to put a hole in the end. Alrighty. Okay. Now I'm going to get my Real Red ribbon, sheer ribbon, and I'm just going to tie it right around so that this will, see, it's holding it, but it's not holding it flush. So I'm going to tie this right around the top. Okay. And then I took some of the gold cording from Wonder of the Season. And I just tied it up and around the bow. And I tied just another sweet little bow, a tiny bow. Okay. There we go. Alrighty, and for the finishing touch, I took some of the basic real red rhinestone basic jewels. I never know what word is supposed to come first. And I put some on the tree. I think I put about 5. Yeah, 5. Oopsie. Sometimes I find it's easier sometimes with the pick tool, but sometimes to grab it, it's easier with the other side. Okay, and that's it. It's your quick little Debbie gift that won't cost you a whole lot, but it's a beautiful little presentation just for office workers or teachers or anything. Okay, it'll only cost you $2 for 5 of them, plus your supplies. Thank you so much. I appreciate you watching my videos. And please subscribe, and if you like this project, hit the like button. And if you need any of these supplies, I am available to help you, or you can just order on my site that's at the top of the screen. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time. Bye.